Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is Phantasm Part 3. Enjoy. The first group went through. Then the second came through. The word was starting to spread that your class had gone gangbusters on their House of Horrors, and now everybody wanted a turn. It was while you were waiting for the next group to get ready to walk through that you heard an unmistakable voice. Move! You heard a gruff voice bark from the other side of the fabric as you stood there, flapping your arms in the dark, stimming to negate the after effects of your quirk. You froze for a split second, and then flapped harder. Haunted houses don't scare me, you heard that voice again. Don't back out on me, you have to come too, the person said to the other person beside him. Yeah, you're right. Backing out now wouldn't be very manly, the other person replied, the hesitation in their voice very evident. You recognised the voices of those two who had just spoken as Bakugou Katsuki and Kohei Horikoshi, both from Class 1A. This was a definite. Still stimming hard, you set yourself up and waited for them to step into the blacked-out hallway and for the door to be closed behind them. There was a 3-second delay, and then you heard the spooky soundtrack start, and so activated your quirk, first sending an illusion of bats flying into their faces. Kirishima screamed loudly, and you relaxed for a second thinking that you now had them well and truly quirked, but Bakugou grunted with suspicion and stopped walking. Something's wrong, you heard him mutter. Panic set in. You started to overthink. Oh no, has he found me out? Does he know it's a quirk? Now what? What's he going to do? He's going to find me and ask me what I'm doing, and then I'll say, no. Do I lie? How do I lie? What if I say yes? Yes, it's me, and then he'll say... And your brain continued to create a conversation between the two of you, potentially setting up your next script. But you didn't have too much time to think about it, because suddenly the fabric between your walkway and theirs was aggressively ripped open, and someone had suddenly grabbed you around your arm. Clicking into fight mode, you threw your arms around wildly, and managed to break out of his grasp, and then you ran blindly. Down your corridor you shot, with him in hot pursuit. You could hear him screaming at you to come back or stop or something like that, but there was no way in hell you were slowing down now. You were on a one-way trip to Panic Town, and you were blinded by fear. You burst out the other end of your corridor and into the light, blinking and feeling the anxiety peak as you raced out of the room and down the hallway of the school, dodging people left, right and centre. Again you could hear Bakugou behind you, cursing and yelling, and a few explosions too. Then as you reached the stairwell at the furthest end, you were suddenly caught and grabbed, his momentum carrying you both off the top of the stairs, then free-falling down them to the landing at the bottom. Bakugou wasn't sure if you were a villain or not yet, but decided to break your fall in case he got it wrong, and flicked you around mid-air, landing heavily on his back, with you on top of him, before quickly rolling over, once you had landed, and pinning you under him with his hands capturing both your wrists and slamming to the ground either side of your head. Who are you? He barked in your face, holding your wriggling form as firmly as he could. You were badly shaken, and your whole body was reacting. Demasked now, your hands clawed and you blinked rapidly, keeping your eyes averted from his. A part of him was concerned at how your body was reacting, and he thought for a second that maybe he was holding you too tightly, but he was worried that you were a villain who had infiltrated the school, so was disinclined to let you go. Answer me, he barked, but slightly less aggressively this time, trying to make eye contact with you so he could get a gauge on what the heck was going on with you. My name is Yin, I'm in Class 1B, you stated swiftly, still avoiding eye contact, but looking off to his left. Look at me, he growled. Oh crap, make eye contact. 1, 2, 3. You flicked your eyes onto his and held your breath. How long do I do this for? How long do I hold this for? Your brain screamed at you. This was the closest you'd ever been to him, and the stimulation was way too much, but you held your cool and just stared him down. Are you lying to me? He growled. I can't lie, you answered truthfully. He grunted and let your wrist go, but still caged you in with hands either side of your head, and you quickly looked away. Was that your quirk? He grunted as he pushed back and got off you. You sat up, quickly grabbing for the fabric of your skirt and rubbing it between your thumb and forefinger to calm yourself down. Yes, he replied. He grunted. How did you know I had used my quirk? You asked curiously, still looking off to the side of him. As far as you knew, no one else had ever picked up that they were being quirked before, unless they had asked you to send them into a world, or you had told them that you were going to use your quirk on them, or had just used your quirk on them. I felt that sensation before, when I got taken by villains. Damn purple annoyance sucked me into his portal. It felt the same, he grunted, scowling harder down at the ground now that he was reliving that memory. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. It's for our class. We want to win this year, you said, forcing yourself to look him in the eye again and count down your eye contact. He smirked through his scowl as he looked back at you. We're gonna win, because we're gonna kill you all with our sound. He's a clever boy, that Bakugou. He knew. Probably still has a little bit of PTSD from that whole ordeal, if we're being completely honest, but still smart. Anyway, there ends part 3, and I'll see you tomorrow for part 4. See you then.